I've had it. I'm completely done. Enough is enough. There comes a certain point where you have to say, stop. It's enough. It's been too much. Manager, need to speak to it. CEO, need to speak to them as well. Every single other employee, I need to speak to them all because I've had it. I'm fed up. I'm done. Free updates, I'm completely entitled to free updates whenever I want the free update. I want the free update now, like yesterday. I want the free update and there is no free update. I've had it, I'm done. I'm taking matters into my own hands. Since the arid desert that we call the year 2021, Bedrock Edition has had it all. They've been completely spoiled. They're full, they're good, they're satiated, they're fine. Bedrock Edition right now has the frog. The frog is absolutely amazing. I'm obsessed with the frog. This is like my new favorite thing right here. Everything about the frog is so good. But it doesn't stop with the frog. Remember, in terms of 1.19 things, Bedrock Edition also has all of those skulk things as well. I've had it. Enough is enough. I think now, without any snapshots today, is the perfect time. The Java Edition gets a little bit more. So that's what we're going to do. If you enjoy, like. If you're new, subscribe. Links are in the description. And this whole intro was a joke. So if you're mad, calm down. It's okay, my friend. So you know what they say. G is the best. Definitely. 69 times over, G is the best. There's a link to this data pack down in the description. If you like what you're looking at today, G the best is 69. Big shout out. Seeing things in Bedrock Edition is a really nice thing, except for me. I'm kind of used to Java Edition. Like, it just feels completely different playing on Java Edition compared to Bedrock Edition. You wouldn't think it would be that way, but yeah, no, like, definitely. If you play one version of the game, request today, get the other version of the game, if you can, and play it, and then realize how different it is. So frogs. We're looking for frogs in this world. First things first, we need to find a swamp. They should be in the swamp. I have no clue where a swamp is, though. Oh, what's that? Oh, wait, yes, you're right. I'm back on Java Edition, which means I know exactly where every single swamp in this world is, entirely in the game. Top 10 most useful commands of all time, the locate biome command. I can't even remember an era before the locate biome command. How did we ever actually find biomes? It must have been like the hardest thing in the world. Here we are over as a swamp biome, with this pack in the world, and with everything working correctly, we should be able to actually find a frog. There should be a frog somewhere in the swamp. In fact, there's actually a chance that thing right there, that little chicken, is actually a frog. Because watch this. Okay, well, it's not actually a frog, but there's a resource pack with this data pack. I completely forgot to turn it on, so maybe I've seen a frog already, and it's been in front of me the whole time, and I just didn't realize it. Now, this is like the most distorted swamp that I've ever seen. Good thing there's no frogs up here, because them jumping from there, yeah, I mean, there's water. There's also land. I can't wait for 1.19. So far, what we know about 1.19, and let's say just the mobs, because we're looking for a frog, which is a mob right now. The mobs, they're like really cool looking. So you have the frog with the frog light, the cool animation, the nice texture, the complex mechanics. Like, frogs are actually like relatively, they relatively have a lot of depth to them compared to something like a pig. No offense to the pig. Then, of course, you have the Warden, which is the Warden. We don't even need to talk about that thing. It's amazing. You also have the LA, which is absolutely wonderful. Definitely deserved to win that vote. That's great that it did. You also have smaller things like the Firefly, and who knows what else. Maybe there's going to end up being more. Maybe there won't end up being more. But with just those 4 mobs, like, that's already off to a really solid start. The mobs are all really interesting and unique in their own ways in this next update. Pair it with the 1.18 update that, of course, redid everything. Perfect combination. 1.18 was really the setup for, like, a bunch of really cool updates, I feel. Here's some crazy generation. I think this is the first witch hut that I found in 1.18 right there on the beach, and that right there. And then there must be a massive lush cave underneath here because there are azalea trees all over the place. But frogs. Show me the frogs. Oh, there's one. There's a frog. There's a frog. There's a frog right there. Look at this thing. The animations. The jumping. Everything. Okay, I'll admit it, maybe they're like a little bit more smooth on Bedrock Edition, and maybe they jump a little bit less, but it's fine, it's fine. You have to remember, this is a data pack creator. This is some impressive stuff right here. That's a frog. That's a real frog on Java Edition. This is perfect. It's not an actual ocelot. Okay, maybe it's an ocelot. That's a frog. That's a frog. Okay, so I kind of have no clue why I'm so excited about this moment right here. Like, this isn't even actually like a snapshot or anything, but I'm excited about it. Maybe it has to do with my like frog fascination or whatever, but frog. There's a frog right there on Java Edition, moving around, existing in my world right here. Why is this so exciting to me? Do I have a problem? No. I think I'm just obsessed. So, frog. A frog inside of the swamp is orange. Frog inside of the beach is orange. Maybe frog inside of the mega taiga biome is also orange. They're all orange over here. Okay, well, that's cold. That's really, really cold. Definitely shouldn't be orange over here. Interesting ruin right there. Most neglected structure in the entire game. But anyways, over here, frog is green. Yes, frog is green. You know, to be honest, I think the green frog might be my favorite still. Like, the coloring about it, the combination of that tan tone with the green. I don't know. I just think it looks really, really nice. I don't really necessarily usually live in cold biomes, but I guess my current world, I'm on top of the mountain. Like, that's cold, so I can easily get a green frog there. Yeah, that's really cool. Now, if we had a warm biome over here, we would be able to get the white frog, but let's go ahead and move on to tadpole. Look, the tadpole is here too. Of course, if you're going to have frogs, you need to have tadpoles. The tadpole is jumping around. I don't think it's going to survive very long on land, or at least it shouldn't. But if we put it inside of the water, the tadpole is... I can't put it in the water. Huh. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's inside of the water. Ah, yes, that's right. You heard me right. If you put the tadpole inside of the water, it is indeed inside of the water. Look at this tadpole existing over here, just swimming around. I completely forgot about the tadpole. The tadpole is, I mean, I guess it's really just a frog, but it has its own spawn egg, so it's kind of like its own mob. The tadpole truly doesn't get enough credit, but it's also a pretty unique mob as well. I mean, it's a completely different mob that comes from one mob, but it's the same mob at the same time, like, right? Like, once it grows up, it's obviously just a frog. But, speaking of frogs, go ahead and do your thing. Here we go. So, with this pack, how it's done, it's going to be salmon. You feed a frog salmon, you feed another frog salmon, and then boom, you get a tadpole. Of course, by the time it's actually on Java Edition, we'll get like the tadpole eggs, which is another unique step. But right now, we have frog with salmon, they breed, and then tadpole just drops out on the land. So, a little bit less interesting, but it's fine. It doesn't matter today at all. The big thing, the important part is that they're here on Java. You know, I know it's just like a sound, like it's just the frog noise, but I think the frog noise might be one of my favorite mob noises. Like, something about it, it's just like calming. Calming, maybe a little overwhelming in the situation, but also kind of calming, right? Like the croaking is really nice. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I feel like the frog noise is perfect for the ambiance of the swamp. Like, you're moving through a swamp, you're hearing the frogs, like, croaking definitely sets the vibe. Maybe the fireflies could have, like a faint buzzing noise once they're added into the game. The swamp, with these simple upgrades, like, nothing really that revolutionary, like, literally just mob noises, is going to become, like, a million times more atmospheric. Have I done it? Have I found a desert over here? Is this one of those really gigantic 1.18 beaches? Yeah. That's just a huge beach in 1.18. Frog is still orange. That's fine. So I've done it. I found a desert, but even better, I found a Badlands. Inside of the Badlands, the frog is that white color because it's warm. This frog is so nice looking too. Now, you might be wondering about lights. At this point, the second to most recent Bedrock beta added frog lights. Frog lights are absolutely amazing. Now, the data pack is unfortunately not up to frog lights quite yet. Maybe the creator will update it eventually, but no frog lights. We just have frogs that bounce around a lot, like an insane amount. Lots of jumping all over the place, and noise. Tons of noise. That's kind of like it for the frog right now. Oh, sorry about that. An interesting thing that we learned about frogs in the very first frog beta has to do with the food. So on Bedrock Edition, where the frogs are actually in the game, right now you use seagrass to feed the frogs. When that was first added into the game, it was stated that that was actually just a placeholder. So seagrass is definitely not the long-term plan. Is salmon the long-term plan? Also probably not, because if it was, they would just do that right off the bat. The food for the frog to breed them is still completely unknown. My guess is maybe fireflies. That would kind of make sense. They're going to be in the swamp after all. But maybe there's going to be a different plant, like inside of the swamp, or just in general in the game, that you actually breed the frog with instead. Well, for a mob in this game, frogs already have a lot to them, with how they lay their children, the different colors, the frog light. Yeah, the frogs are actually pretty advanced. Depending on what the food ends up being, they could get even more advanced. Think back even further to when the frog was first being shown off in Minecraft Live. That whole eating animation was first shown off with the fireflies, so the frogs will definitely eat fireflies, if that hasn't changed. They also eat baby magma cubes, they also eat baby slimes, and they ate goats for a little while too. Now the whole frog-goat thing, that's been removed, that was just a bug. Frogs won't actually eat goats in 1.18, but they eat. Not 100% sure on this next part, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the frog might be the very first Minecraft mob to actually eat something entirely on its own. Like when a frog finds a baby magma cube, it eats it and actually consumes it. Like the magma cube does not exist at all anymore, not even in item form or anything like that. It's a frog light now. The magma cube was eaten. One of the first mobs that would go against this theory that came to my mind was the axolotl, but if I put an axolotl in water, it will swim around, attack the fish, and then the fish just floats there. Like, the axolotl is just a monster. It doesn't actually care about eating or anything like that. It just attacks and leaves the food on the ground. Axolotl does not eat. Just a monster. With that extra bit of context, can you name another Minecraft mob that actually eats things on its own? Being fed food when breeding doesn't count. I need frog light. I need a frog skin. I need a frog hat. I need frog armor. I need frogs. I need everything frogs. Entirely frogs. Java edition. Soon? Okay. I think my frog obsession, it might be starting to develop a little too far, to an unhealthy point, but it's fine. That's fine. No, I'm good. Fine, really. Trust me, it's not out of hand quite yet. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today. With Bedrock already getting 1.19 content, no matter what, Java snapshots are relatively close, but how close do you think they actually are? When will snapshots start? Guess it down in the comments. Patron gang, big shout out Andrew H, Sir the Black Swan, and Austin V. Thank you so much for the support. Links are in the description, check them out, I'm sure you will love them, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye everyone.